Hey guys, I am going to share my fabric face mask pattern with you and how I constructed it. My mom and I actually took several patterns and put them together and came up with our own. So this is a piece of fabric that is 9 inches wide, 7 inches tall, placed on the fold. On the pattern, I came away from the edge 2 inches and made a snip, and then 2 inches and made a snip so that I would have a sewing guide. And so use about a 1/2 inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you're going to back stitch when you start, back stitch when you start and stop at the little clip and at the end of your fabric. So once you've done that, then you're going to take your material, which is like a little tube. You're going to line your seam up in the center. You're going to press your seam open and press the sides. So you're going to press it flat. Okay, once you've pressed it flat, you're going to you're going to fold it where the right sides are together, fold it into itself, so you end up with something that looks like this. Okay, like it looks like half of it, but we've got our right sides together, so you're just seeing wrong sides. So when you are looking at it with your seams over to the right hand side, you can faintly see your press line. That's what I'm using for the center, and I'm going to make a dart. So I didn't measure on my dart either. This dart is about 4 inches, and you're going to start your dart, the back stitch. I'm going to come at a slight angle, probably only about a 1/2 inch away from the edge. Stop, pivot, turn, and then go downward the same distance and back stitch when I stop. And I'm doing that through just these 2 layers. This here, because I've got another one on the other side. So you're not sewing through all 4, you're just sewing through both layers. Okay. So once you get that step finished, you're going to flatten it out, and it's back to looking at the same as you started with your seam in the middle. But now we've got a little indentation here where we got our dart at the top and the bottom. You're going to use 2 pieces of 7 inch elastic. I prefer this 1/8 inch, but you're going to see that some of my samples have the 1/4 inch, but 1/8 inch is what I prefer. And so you're going to put it inside. You're going to sandwich it between the 2. You're going to pin it at your edge here. At both edges, it's pulling a little bit because I've got to stretch the elastic. But you're going to do that at both ends. You're going to go to your sewing machine, and you're going to back stitch when you start, and you're going to sew about 3/8 of an inch, a little bit bigger than 1/4 of an inch, all the way down on both sides. And just don't forget to really back stitch when you start and stop, because that's what's going to be holding your elastic. Okay, because we've got a little hole right here, you're going to be able to flip it and pull it out so that you're looking at your elastic. So your elastic's on the sides. Now we're going to top stitch. We're going to turn it over, and we're going to top stitch on the side where our elastic's coming out, not on the side going the width of the elastic, but we're going to go down this side, back stitching. And I used my presser foot as a guide, which is about 1/4 of an inch, and I top stitched down one side, flipped it over, top stitched down the other side. Now the next sample is going to show you, it's got several things going on. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you've top stitched, and then you've got 2 ends that are flat. Now I've gone ahead and started pinning for you here. My masks have a box pleat instead of the 3 accordion pleats, and so basically a box pleat is just 1 pleat, and if you're looking at it from the back side, you'll see that the 2 folded edges come together in the middle. And so this is another, I didn't measure, I just kind of eyeballed it, but the edge of your fold here is about 1/2 inch from your edge here and here. And you're going to do that on both ends. Okay, then what you're going to end up with is your mask that looks like this. And what I did is I started and I backstitched when I started. I backstitched again right where my fold is. Then I sewed down a little further where my fold started again. I backstitched, came to the end, put my needle in, I pivoted, I turned around, I came back, I backstitched at my fold, came here, backstitched my fold, and then backstitched at the end, just for because I knew that these would be coming off and on, and would get a little bit extra wear and tear. So I've done that at both ends. You've got a really nice opening here for the face. You've got a dart here for the nose and a dart for the chin. It can be worn either way. And so there you go. You can put that on, and you can have a little area back here to put your filters. And that is my mask.